Hello, my name is Fernando Serrano, and this is my video on my feature listing properties by custom categories. First of all, I'll tell you what the requirements are. And first of all, the user needs to be able to display uh, a set of custom created, custom filtered properties in the landing page. So, for example, this was a test, but these are properties with a pool that the admin selected or pre-selected to be here. So that's the first requirement. The second one is that the admin can set the filters to active or inactive. So without having to delete them, he can, if he wants to remove one of these, like for example the test, he can just set it to inactive and it will be gone from the list, but not forever. So if he wants to reuse it, he doesn't have to create it again. The third uh, requirement was that the admin can arrange the order in which they're selected or shown. So if you want balcony to be the first one, or if you want patio is misspelled, to be the second one, or any order he wants, he can arrange it and it will be, of course, displayed that way. And the last requirement is that the user needs to be able to navigate through, like, the select the list he wants to check like this, so he can navigate through it without having to see all of them at once. So if he just wants with pool, he just sees with pool, pets, but he doesn't have all of them displaying on the page because that would take up too much space. So with that said, well, first of all, so, patio, and let me show you that this works. So, and I will more or less explain to you how it works. So this is the property ID, and this is the BreazeHome API. This is where all the information on this project comes from. So if we go to properties and we paste the ID which is copied, it's going to give us that property. And we were looking for patio, so if we put patio, yes, no, here it is, it's going to be true. Now, how does it know? How does it do this? Well, we have something here. We have another field in the API called property filter that I created, which stores all of these filters or categories that were pre-created, and I will take you through the creation process later. Stores them, and all of them have a name, a condition, which is what I will demonstrate now, an order, which is the order in which they're displayed, an active tab to see if they're active, and a trash tab, which is the way we delete them because we don't want them to be permanently deleted. So to be consistent, we'll go to patio and we will copy this condition. And if we go to the property list, properties, and paste the condition, to give it a minute. But what will happen is that all the properties here are going to abide by that filter. So if we put here patio, it's patio yn, patio yes no, you're going to see that all the properties, it is true. And we can create, the filters are not just on one field here, but it can be any combination of fields. So I will walk you right now so you can see that. I'm sorry. I will walk you through the creation process a little bit. So first of all, to do this, you need to be an admin. You need to be an admin to have privilege to this page. And you have to click here to go property permissions. And here you see the same ones that we're seeing. And there's a bug that I need to address. That's one of my shortcomings, and we'll mention them later. Is that for some reason the test one that we created later is not showing up here, but it is showing up in the landing page. It wasn't before we integrated, but that's stuck there. It should be a quick fix. And another one, since I mentioned them, the buttons are not displaying the way they were. But That aside, this is it. This is where you work with the landing page. So for example, let's say we want to bump the balcony all the way here to be second, and we save this. And sometimes this is not work the first time, it doesn't, but we saved it again. There we go. Now if we refresh it, it should stay. I bumped it too many times, but that's something that was messed up later when we integrated, but now at least the back part will work and the balcony will be bumped to the front. And the test was taken out. I don't know why it was explained. So now balcony is first. That's one thing. We can also create a new, well, also set them active or inactive. So you can see now we can create a new one, and we will call this one demo. The priority is going to be very low. You can put it all the way up to the end of it, so it displays last, and it's going to be active, and we're going to make it be waterfront. We can select the price, uh, the years built, sizes, and well, let's save it. Now we go into proper promotions. I knew this happened. We saved it twice. So as you can see, there's a lot of little bugs that when redirecting that happened that need to be addressed on next sprint, the next person to work on this. Now that we have a demo, it's here. It's also gonna be here when we refresh the page. Both of them. So I wanted to then again address the shortcomings of this user story. One is, as well as you saw, that the site, the redirection and the buttons are a little bit buggy since integration. So sometimes they redirect but they don't save, and sometimes they save but don't redirect. So that is an issue that we have to look into. Feel free to contact me on any question about the code, and also that the numbers stored in the API on the filters here. So the property filter page, that the name and the order are not unique. So that is something that needs to be changed. Other than that, that is it. I will show you quickly how with the code how it is. Well, this is how we create the filters. Everything is added here when you use the function set filters, that is then sent to the properties.js, and then there's get filtered and set filter, add filter list, that it sends it to the database. Then of course on the landing page there's a controller, get properties, get by condition, so it is filtered, get filtered is set to manage the tabs, and on the landing.js there's a carousel, which is what we used to display the properties, so that you could scroll with them and let's set the tabs and all of that. Let's see what else we can say. I think that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate your time watching it, and anything you want to ask about it or anything really on all my code, my email is on top, so if you're gonna work on it, feel free to message me. I'll be available. Thank you.